Hi, my name is Jerry Wang. My Chinese name is Wang HSUEH. Today, I represent Yangming Junior High to talk about obstacles for LDCs to achieving SDGs. Temperature increases, Arctic ice melting faster than ever, and then ending extreme weather accompanied by various social issues such as poverty, gender inequality, and lack of access to education have struck the least developed countries worldwide. Developing countries such as these LDCs suffer the most from these crises and are more vulnerable to economic and political repercussions, a problem that forces LDCs to make trade-offs which should hold development and reverse years of improvement in the worst case. Green growth is predominant in tackling climate change. Technological innovation and rapid market actions are required to curb climate change through green development, requiring a stable economy and resources for improvement. Green growth adherence can be found in European government, the White House, and the World Bank. It works by decoupling or breaking the link between economic growth and environmental harms. Nevertheless, decoupling doesn't happen fast enough to reverse the damage done. Furthermore, LDCs typically lack technology, infrastructure, and a complete political and economic system, resulting in deadness if they implement green growth. For basic infrastructure, technological innovation, and eco-friendly market, LDCs must borrow from other countries. It is based on the premise that government of the country has the essential resources to decouple GDP from environmental harms. Degrowth is a relatively new concept. It is more feasible for countries with less financial flexibility, even though the idea itself only gained ground recently. Degrowth can take two forms. Firstly, history shows that GDP has never been able to decouple entirely from resource use. We have limited resources, so development is finite. In addition, although GDP can decouple from greenhouse gas emission through investment on renewable energy instead of fossil fuels, however, the effects we're experiencing are marginal. Furthermore, degrowthers believe that by lowering energy and resource consumption, countries will be able to embrace green energy faster because the scale of the necessary change will be much smaller. Global warming and climate change are primarily a result of historical consumption waste. Thus, developed nations have to take action, while they're shrinking their economy or providing essential capital to developing countries. Capacity building is not the strategy countries can employ to assist LDCs in integrating SDGs into a country's development plan. Building resilience and adaptability to climate change depends on capacity building. Organizing trainings and workshops assist LDCs in integrating the policies into a country's development plan. A good example is a sustainable initiative on climate change and LDCs, which helps with international climate negotiations, capacity building, and integrating policies into a country's development plan. The LDCs are the most vulnerable to crisis on Earth. However, the occurrence of such problem has nothing to do with them. In addition to their vulnerability and need for help, developed countries need to hold themselves responsible for what they've done and assist LDCs politically and economically. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I learned something from your speech, or I think I'd like to learn something. Is in the middle of the paragraph, or in the middle of your speech, you talk about degrowth. Degrowth, it says, is a relatively new concept. It's new to me. I had not heard of this. So I want to ask you, what are some of the negative side effects of degrowth? In your speech, it sounds like it's a great idea, this idea of decoupling, also of slowing down the development. What are there's got to be some reason, or maybe there's not. Do you see there being a negative effect? If so, what is it? And if there's no negative effect, how is there no negative effect?
So the idea of degrowth works by lowering energy and resource consumption within these countries. Therefore, the scale of the necessary change that they need to make, for example, if they want to implement like renewable energy within their whole country, if they lower down the energy and resource consumption internally, it means that the changes that they need to make will be much smaller. Therefore, for these countries such as LDCs that they do not have enough money, like economic capacity to do these changes, they'll have to lower down their economy. They'll have to lower these energy and resource consumption. The negative point of the degrowth, the idea of degrowth, it's that these countries, they'll have to suffer from a period of time where they do not have economic growth because they need to limit these energy and resource consumption. And that is the only way degrowth will be able to work, because that's the only way that degrowth is going to work, because by lowering down these energy and resource consumption, it is the only way that they can reduce the scale of the change that they need to make.
Okay, great answer. Thanks.